Good afternoon. My name is Kevin Herdler. I'm the Executive Director of the St. Louis Clean Cities Program. Like Dan said, we've been around since, St. Louis Clean Cities has been around since 1994. Our mission is to reduce our dependence on petroleum fuels. And by doing that, we have economic, environment, and energy security opportunities for the United States. This was all brought about from the EPAC Act of 1992, and it actually began in Atlanta in 1993, and I was part of that organization to get it started, and we've grown from there. Clean Cities we're almost 100 strong across the country. We lead we work with businesses, fuel providers, public and private sectors, and community organizations. And we all just work together to find ways to reduce our dependence on fossil fuel, specifically gasoline and diesel. We educate the public. We educate fleet fleet managers on how to use these fuels, and we help them give them a place and get started. We definitely create jobs. Jobs are really the biggest thing right now, and I'm very proud to say that because of that, some of the things that we've done, we have maintained jobs in St. Louis, and we're bringing more jobs to the area. One of our newest companies that's coming is called R.E.A.L Motors. They'll be building an all-electric vehicle. They'll have an extended range engine on it, and we're very excited about that. Like I said, our mission of Clean Cities is to advance the energy, economic, and environmental securities of the United States. Our goal is to reduce consumption by 2.5 billion gallons per year by 2020. We use these primary strategies to achieve these goals to replacement, reducing petroleum used in transportation sector with alternative and renewable fuels like biodiesel, compressed natural gas, ethanol, and electricity. Reductions by reducing petroleum used by promoting the smarter driving practices, idle reduction, and the use of more fuel-efficient technologies, eliminating petroleum. So here's our portfolio. We break down the alternative fuels, or what I like to call American fuels. On biodiesel, it's when it's 100%. That's considered our American fuel. And then ethanol at 85%. And hydrogen, we actually have a hydrogen station in Missouri. It's a Missouri S&T. They were one of the 17 schools that had the Eco Car Challenge by General Motors and Department of Energy, and they built a hydrogen hybrid out of a Saturn Vue. And we also ran some buses down there for about 3 years. And so we still got that station there. And then we work a lot with propane, natural gas, and then fuel blends. That's when we get into biodiesel that's a percentage. So when you got 2% biodiesel, then you've got 98% diesel on up as it goes. We are ethanol anything above E10, and we have some blender pumps going in on the Missouri side. I'm not so sure about the Illinois side. And I really don't have anything with hydrogen and natural gas going on right now. We definitely work with fuel economy. One of our websites is fueleconomy.gov. We recommend that you go there sometime and check it out. It's a great opportunity to put the car that you like beside another car that you like and see which one has the smallest carbon footprint, which one uses less oil. And idle reduction, I'll talk about some idle reduction projects that we have with trucks and school buses. And we also support hybrids. So since one of the things that helped me go full-time was the state of Missouri has been administered their clean diesel grants for them. And so, we've been very successful in this program with the state. We've done a lot of great projects. One of the things I'm very happy with, and I think it's on the next slide, is we'll touch base here. We've replaced 6 trucks for UPS, and the beauty of this deal is that the EPA does not want an old diesel dirty engine back on the road. So the criteria is that the vehicle has to be crushed and the engine has to be destroyed, so that vehicle can never make it back on the road again, at least not in its current form. It'll be recycled and built as a new vehicle. So we've replaced school buses and these UPS trucks with brand new clean diesel trucks. We also have, currently we're getting ready to repower a train. It's 1953, so you can imagine a Tier 3 diesel engine will be much cleaner for the environment, probably get better mileage than its current engine. And then another thing I'm really proud of is some harbor boats that we've been working on. We've already replaced 3 boat engines, and that's 6 engines total. And it's been a 2-year project, and this year alone, and 2 of these boats were being done during last year. So last year we saved them 85,000 gallons of diesel fuel, and we're doing 2 more with them. The engines were delivered yesterday for one of the boats. So we're very excited about that kind of fuel numbers. We've never done a train before, so we'll see what we get there. We've got another grant that we're doing 23 fuel-fired heaters on and diesel oxidation canisters, which is a muffler. And this is where I wanted to talk about the fuel-fired heater. These go on school buses. And basically what it does currently, when you have a school bus in the morning when it's cold, they have a mechanic or a bus driver come in, they fire up all the school buses close to 2 hours before the drivers come in and they go out on the road. So what a fuel-fired heater does is that it gets mounted in the, excuse me, it gets mounted on the frame, and it's like a butane burner type flame. And it actually uses diesel fuel to heat the water. And that water circulates throughout the bus. And what we found is that in that 2 hours, the bus is up to operating temperature. It's used minute amount of diesel fuel. The bus drivers come in, the windows are already defrosted, and the inside of the bus is fairly warm. And they can fire up that bus and drive right off. Last year, we're still doing some special school district buses in South County, but 116 buses made the full last year's winter. Previous years, they used 8,300 gallons worth of fuel. Last year, they used 1,300 gallons worth of fuel. They found a savings of 4.5 gallons per day per bus. So they're extremely excited about that. And I've got hundreds of these buses out that we've done this on throughout the Missouri side of the river. So, with the current administration, being loving electric vehicles, we put together an electric vehicle task force. We've been around about a year and a half now, and I run it. We've got some great stakeholders that are involved. We've got Ameren, which now owns 3 Chevy Volts, and they've got some Nissan Leafs coming and an i-Need coming. This is the GIV. But we've got a lot of great companies together, and we're trying to figure out how to best make electric vehicles work in the St. Louis area to make it the best bang for the buck. These are our current task force subcommittees that we've got. So we're trying to figure out retail demand. We're working on government policy. We've got the Council of Governments helping us on that part of the project. We've got fleet demand, and that's where groups working with all the fleets to figure out how best to make these vehicles work in their fleet. Charging infrastructure, vehicle availability, and incentives. Want to make sure you understand that with an electric vehicle, the last thing I want you to do is have problems with them. So if you've got an electric vehicle in your mind that you'd love to have, definitely make sure of your range that you drive, because I think all these vehicles are going to be charged at home. We will have some public stations. We've got about 6 of them up right now. But, you know, these vehicles, they say they get 100 miles. You'd be lucky if you get 60 to 70, maybe 80. So, talk to us before you jump into one of these things. We don't want anybody to have any troubles with them. So I'm going to let Bill talk mostly about, I'll be just a minute, hang on. But I did find these slides and I wanted to pass them along to you. DOE 1998 study that it's definitely feasible to capture and use about 1.25 quadrillion BTUs from landfills, animal waste, and sewage alone. It's equivalent to 6% of all the natural gas used in the U.S. If all used in transportation would displace 10 billion gallons of gasoline per year. So I'm excited about this project. I've not done a lot with renewable natural gas, but we've got a couple projects in mind, and hopefully we'll be knee deep in it like we are the rest of the fuels. I found this slide too, and it says natural gas versus gasoline in pounds per gallon equivalent. So gasoline is about 44% more greenhouse gases than natural gas. And then when it's flared on landfill gas, it's 100% more greenhouse gases than that biogas is. And then when it's vented, it's even higher, 623%. So I was really impressed when I came across these slides and the opportunities that we have for cleaner air in a non-attainment area. So basically just want to let you know that we've got some great websites out there. We've got our Clean Cities website. We've got the Alternative Fuels Data Center where you can find out anything you can possibly want about the fuels, pros, cons, benefits, everything. And then we've got fueleconomy.gov, which is another great site that I talked about a little while ago. And then I preach what I go out and sell. I drive 2 CNG vehicles, and I'm very proud of both of them vehicles. I pay $1.89 a gallon at a public station instead of $3.49 or whatever it is today. So, and they run great. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Ben. Back to you, Dan.